This is 50.
Yo, this is 50.
This is 50.
This is 50.
This is episode 50 of the Illogical Sense podcast.
Hand clap it up.
Hand clap it up. 50 episodes. We made it. We made it. Motherfucking 50 episodes, bruh. So this is my boy Busby, and in LA, it's your boy Mr. JC.
What's cracking, everybody?
So how the fuck you doing?
Chilling, man. Just chilling.
Yeah, I haven't talked to you this whole fucking weekend because, you know, we're both doing our shit. So fuck you do over the weekend.
Trap karaoke, man.
Oh yeah, you lucky motherfucker! You were sending me snaps trying to piss me
Friday
off.
Night. I
didn't know you
that
went
was
to
my
that.
first. That was my first time back on Snapchat in like forever.
Oh,
I had to do it for the culture.
You had to do it for. You know, you should go on IG story. That's the new culture now.
And I'm too old for that. Whatever.
You ain't too old. Everyone's old.
All these damn apps, man. I'm whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, trap karaoke was lit as hell. It was nice, nice environment, man. Just a lot of brothers and sisters coming together in with just positivity as we sang along to the most fucked up lyrics that you could think of, and it was cracking. Like it was just dope all around. So if anybody has the opportunity to go to trap karaoke, I guarantee you will not have a bad night.
Shout out to Low Key.
Yes, shout out to Low Key, shout out to the whole crew. It was dope. Like of course, you, myself, and Ivana were supposed to go back in April, but the shit sold out.
Literally,
so,
when we recorded.
Right, so we couldn't get the chance. So before I came out here, I was like, oh, Trap Karaoke's going to be out there in about a month and a half. Well, I don't know who wants to go, but I'm going to cop my ticket. So I made it a solo mission. And had the time of my life. I ended up bouncing back and forth between two different groups of friends and their sets or whatever, and shit, it was cracking all night, man. It was fun times, good vibes.
Yeah, that's usually what I do when I go out by myself. I'm like the biggest nigga there, so all eyes will be on me, and I usually just go back and forth with people. That's usually the best way to do it,
right?
You know, but I always wanted to go to trap karaoke. And also Henny Palooza. Henny Palooza gonna be out there around my birthday time, so hopefully, well, no, it ain't hopefully. I will be at your house sleeping on the couch because we going to that shit.
Yeah,
motherfucker.
Just let me know the day so I can take that off.
Hell yeah. But man, you weren't here last week. You know, I was with Nate and shout out to Nate. Today's his birthday.
Shout out to both them.
Motherfucker, finally 21.
Oh, it's about time.
I know, right? But I didn't stop him before. But nah, seriously, like last week we kind of mentioned it, but a lot of niggas were fucking up last week. A lot of niggas. Man. So who we gonna start first? It's like a slot machine. It's like, who we gonna start first?
So I mean, I know y'all touched on R. Kelly a little bit last week, but can we please just start with that? Can we please just
yes, let's talk about Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly. His name really is Sylvester. That's crazy.
Bruh, something's wrong with that nigga.
Nigga, something's always been wrong with that nigga, man.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't understand why people are just now figuring out that something's wrong with him. Like, something is legit wrong with him. I would not pay money to go to a concert to watch this nigga hand a towel to a grown-ass woman to wipe his face down. Like, nigga, wipe your own fucking face. Get in tune with the music.
That nigga's pimping, dog. I was listening to Joe Budden's podcast, and when they were talking about, you know, the whole sex cult and sex slaves and shit, he was like, "I ain't no sex slave shit. That nigga's pimping." He's pimping. You know, them chicks have they have every right to just leave. He ain't brainwashing them. They're just weak minded.
Yeah.
They just want to be. They want to be there themselves. And you know, if they can leave, like just like Riley said, if they're gonna get pissed on, they can just move out the way.
I mean, they just move out the way, but it does sound like a cult to me. I mean, all their answers and the answers they're not giving really sounds like a cult to me.
Yeah, I mean, what can I say, man? It's just, honestly, none of it's surprising to me. It's fucking R. Kelly.
I mean, that's another thing, too. When I first heard the news, it wasn't, oh my God, that man is sick. I mean, I heard the news and I'm like, are you really surprised? Because I'm not.
You feel me? And he's not holding them against their will. They could leave anytime they want. So, and plus... And then he just starts saying, it was like, and everyone keeps going back to the fucking Boondocks episode, the trial of R. Kelly.
Once
and it's
a motherfucking
once again, the prophet Aaron Magruder.
Hey,
the prophet.
He's been trying to tell people for years now, and nobody wants to listen until now.
Exactly. Well, when the shit starts happening, we're living in a fucking Boondocks episode.
Yeah.
A long extended version.
Yep.
So, I mean, if Tom was here right now, he'd have a good laugh off the next topic of fucking Usher's ass.
Man, you talk about same girl, double time. Who you know what's crazy about it too, man, is it is the 10-year anniversary since that damn song came out. Not the exact date, but remember, it came out in 2007. If you told me back in 2007, yo, R. Kelly gonna have a sex cult and Usher gonna give a woman herpes, I'm gonna be like, man, you out there, dog. You tripping. But 10 years later, you say some shit like that, and I'm like, well, shit.
Makes sense to me. Yeah. So pretty much, I looked at the report, or I've kind of read little bits and pieces of the report. So pretty much the reason why Chili broke up with him was because he gave a woman herpes.
Man.
Damn. I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean, his confessing. He hasn't came out and, disputed the rumors, so there must be some truth to it.
I mean...
If he paid her like $1 million to keep her fucking mouth shut, then, hey.
I mean, she's clearly violating the non-disclosure clause.
Well, then the papers just leak out? Because it looked like it just leaked. So I don't think she leaked it out. I think the papers leaked.
Look, the papers got leaked. He was leaking. Everything leaking.
Like bumps all of his fucking lips and shit, man.
Yeah.
Shit.
Man, that's...
Man. I mean, at the end of the day, Usher and R. Kelly, they're gonna bump. They're gonna, bump. They're gonna bounce back and just drop some new music. But
the memes were great. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. All the memes.
You have a choice between sex cult or herpes. This will not end well for you, but you must choose.
Pretty much. And if we keep going down, I guess we could, mention Kevin Hart, but he didn't do nothing wrong. He dodged the bullet.
So, of course, that last week became the nigga witch hunt. And everybody, I want to say people was looking for niggas to roast, but niggas was making it easy for themselves. Like, it just, literally, I don't know what the hell was going down, but I stayed my ass inside last week. Just in case, I'm nobody famous, with that much kind of income, but at this rate, you can't take any chances. So I stayed real low key until Trap Karaoke Friday. But come to find out, I saw the footage or the pictures of Kevin Hart, and I was like, but he really didn't. You can't tell if he's doing anything or not. And for those who don't know the story, it's allegedly the rumor was that he cheated on his pregnant wife with the same woman whom he cheated with his ex-wife. So they go to his ex-wife. She goes on Instagram talking about, don't bring me into none of that. I'm not paying attention to that. But I just saw a video today of the Harts, and they're gigging.
Yeah.
And Mrs. Hart pregnant, just gigging to Unforgettable.
And if you look at the damn video, you see him in the car, and he's looking, and he looks like he's just talking to the chick. That's all he's doing is just talking.
Yeah.
And then she just gets out the car, and then that's it. He probably just gave her a ride. They probably just gave her a ride home. It's probably his boy's chick or some shit. He didn't do nothing.
Maybe.
And, we don't know what happened, but at the end of the day, he's still with his girl, and he didn't get caught. All he did was talk to the chick.
Yeah.
Niggas can't even talk to the chick, and niggas be making assumptions and shit. I fucking guess, man.
I mean, that's how the game goes, I guess. So he dodged a bullet.
And what happened with Joe Budden?
Joe Budden went on Instagram and he posted a picture of him and Amber Rose.
Oh, yeah.
Which wasn't much,
bathroom.
but they were in the bathroom.
Yeah.
And then Sin saw it, and, she chimed in. And next thing we know, Joe Budden erased it off of Instagram.
Yeah, he best. Yeah, because she was on Everyday Struggle, and I guess he was just doing it for the gram. But why the fuck was she in the mail? Come on, Joe. You know better than that, Joe. Come on, Joe.
Yeah.
And she is a thought at the end of the day. If she's with 21 Savage or not, she is still a fucking thought. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. Amber Rose is a fucking thought.
20 thought.
20 thought. 21.
So you got Joe Budden, and then of course,
Motherfucking Michael Vick.
This broke my heart, man.
Man.
This really broke my heart.
I kind of knew what he was trying to say, but
we all knew what he was trying to say, but at the same time, it's like, nigga, you really don't know the difference, do you? Like, nope. you clearly don't understand that you were convicted of a crime. You served time, so you had to appease to corporate America to get another chance back. And by the grace of God and with the help of Tony Dungy, you were able to get that chance back. You lost $100 million, you got it right back.
Right the fuck back, and redeemed your career.
Right. This and Kaepernick are in no ways the same thing. He doesn't need to redeem himself because he hasn't done anything wrong in the first place.
You mean you redeem yourself for white people? Like, what the fuck you trying to say? You try to tell him to cut his hair? Don't even put it in cone worlds, but cut your hair? Like, I know what he was trying to say, but he said it so poorly.
Right, like, and what made it all the worse was that he was on Jason Kumlock's. He was on that show, so that's what amplified it and made it that much worse. And once he realized who the support was coming from for his comments, then he came out and he apologized for the comments. Again, I'm with you. I know what he was trying to say, but at the same time, the shit's come on, man. Like, for real, his hair. I mean, Troy Polamalu was getting bread because of his hair.
For real, but he didn't take a knee though.
But see, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So, yeah, man, it is what it. Like, you know, Michael Vick, whatever. And Kaepernick still doesn't have a team. Training camp is in the next few weeks, and he doesn't have a team or nothing. I mean, it is what it is at this point.
Right.
So maybe not even gonna pick him up. Fuck Jed York. I haven't said that in a long ass time. Fuck Jed York.
You said it 2 weeks ago when last time I was on the show.
And I did. Long. Well, okay. Well, it's been too damn long. Every week is too damn long. Whole ass. I just saw my boy at rehab. He was like, "Yeah, Niners could go 2-14." Motherfucker, why'd you tell me that? Fuck you, Jed York. Motherfuckers try to tell me I need to let that shit go. Nah, I can let a lot of shit go. I can low key let a lot of shit go. But when it comes to that shit, nah, I ain't letting that shit go. Whole ass.
Whole ass.
Well, and also kind of decent news. Hip-hop and R&B are now the reigning genre in music right now.
But are we really surprised?
But now it's official now. I mean, I guess by the numbers now, they dominated rock and pop and shit like that. I mean, because back then, you know, we had like all the pop stars and then you had country music and all the other shit topping the charts. But right now, when you look at the Billboard charts right now, the top 5 is nothing but rap. And hip hop. I mean, but are we? This is what I'm asking though. Are we really surprised? And when I ask that, I'm not talking about just hip hop and R&B. Our culture has ran the damn Billboard charts since Billboard was there. I mean, you might see Elvis all over, but Chuck Berry was the one that Elvis was still in the juice rock
from.
And roll.
You know what I'm saying? He's still in the sauce from.
And he was calling himself the king until Michael Jackson came back and snatched that crown like, I'm the king, bitch. Yeah. So you have that. Then you have, you know, of course, jazz before and during rock and roll. And then we got hip-hop, R&B. I mean, come on, like, are we really surprised? I mean, ever since they put hip-hop into McDonald's commercials, I mean, it was pointing to this direction. Mm-hmm. But hey, if it takes people this long to figure it out, I guess. But to me, I'm like, yo, it was in McDonald's commercials. What you expect? It's been in McDonald's commercials. If your music getting played in McDonald's commercials, you know, you win. Right. But I mean, we know who McDonald's markets to. Shit. Well, speaking of that, motherfucking Kendrick went double platinum. Kung Fu Kenny went double platinum. He has pretty much his album is the highest selling album this year, period. Yeah. So far. Damn. That's until Eminem comes out. So, but when M comes out, at the end of the day, Dre still wins. So right. Both Aftermath. Aftermath has the last laugh. Well, did you finish the Defiant ones? See, yes, I said it right this time. Yes, I said it right. You had 2 weeks to figure it out. You don't get no points for that. Well, what you did? How'd you like that Tupac intro? Yeah, that was dope. that was dope. That was a nice way to introduce him. Yeah,
just a nigga walking. They don't have the music. Just it's Brenda's got a baby. He just comes out of nowhere.
Did you know it was Pac? Did you know it was Pac when you saw the shoes and shit?
Yeah, of course, of course.
Yeah, nothing gets past you.
Nah, I'm a Tupac stan, man. I know. As soon as I saw the sneakers, I was like, it's him. It's time.
It's time. like Freaky from Lion King. It's just time.
It was very, very, very interesting to learn about Jimmy Iovine. I mean, of course, you know the name.
All the hip hop people know about Pac.
Right,
I'm not Pac, Dre.
But to just learn his background and just he's a true artist. You know, he's a great businessman. Don't get me wrong; he's a phenomenal businessman. But at his core, he's a true artist. And to see them highlight that along with Dre, and then to actually learn some stuff about Death Row that I didn't know about.
Like about how close him and Jimmy and
from Jimmy's standpoint. I mean, of course, you knew that Interscope and Death Row had a great relationship. I mean, it was a no-brainer. Jimmy's he's the type of guy where he's like, you're not going to tell me what my artists can and can't say. Suge was the same way. So it was a good partnership. I just didn't know that Jimmy was also riding around in bulletproof vests as a result of the situations going down.
For real. And he even said in interviews and on that documentary, he didn't know what was going on at the Death Row office.
Right.
I was like, you didn't know? You multi-million-dollar music label, and you did not know what was going on in your own office.
Right.
That's crazy.
But as far as the meeting with Dionne Warwick, C. Dolores Tucker,
oh my god, that was hilarious.
That was funny, but I had known about that because have you ever seen the Welcome to Death Row documentary?
Yeah, I remember he talked about. I didn't know it went down like that. Yeah,
right. And so we knew the gist of it, but the fact that they went to a restaurant and Suge was eating on who was it? Ted, what's his name? Ted Field? No, it wasn't Ted Fields. Whoever the new VP was, he was eating on his bill, and they kept calling him, "Where you at?" "Oh, I'm around the block." Click.
Yep. Where you at? I'm at the light. Click. Where you at? Oh, I'm somewhere. Yeah, you embarrassed me. You should have knew I wasn't coming, nigga.
Yeah. Like that was some funny insight. And then of course, they got to hip hop's favorite white boy. And
of course, but to an M stand,
it's just a reminder that Dre almost fucked everything up. And he found enlightenment and exodus and leaving Death Row, but he almost fucked up as a result. Because he had Death Row or Dr. Dre Presents the Aftermath and then The Firm, and we remember how those went.
See, I did an article about this on my old blog that I might just resurface and rewrite sometime, maybe for Rap Fest or maybe for someone else. But if Dre never signed Eminem, imagine how hip hop would be right now.
Oh, it'd be a different landscape.
Imagine if Aftermath would not be around right now. Aftermath would have flopped.
It'd be a different landscape. But see, the thing is, you can also, this is also a testament because you could actually say the same thing about Death Row in the sense of what if the bullshit didn't get in the way and Aftermath was a part of Death Row. Then you have Eminem, and then of course now you bring in the Shady and the G-Unit umbrellas, which would coincide with Death Row. So that's something interesting.
That's the alternate universe, that we tease. We talk about that later. But Defiant Ones. It was. I hope they released that on DVD.
Oh, definitely. I mean, if not, I got HBO now. You know, I can watch it anytime.
HBO Go. Yeah, true.
No, HBO Now. They got it's a new one now. HBO Now.
The hell's HBO Now?
I guess they're shifting everything from Go to Now.
Really? So that's why shit hasn't been updated. I mean, it's been updated on what's HBO? Is like their streaming service?
Yeah, that's the one they're pushing. That's the one they had me sign up for because even though I got premium cable, I wasn't paying all that extra money to get HBO. Kiss my ass. I got Amazon stick. I ain't paying for the movies I can stream for free.
So you have HBO. Well, if we're gonna just shit, we'll go back to HBO. We'll go back to shows later, but somebody's free. About to be. The juice is gonna be on the loose.
Will be loose.
OJ is free.
And honestly, I could give a fuck about that nigga. Seriously, I mean, look, the only reason why I'm cool with it is because they trumped up his charges and pretty much tried him for
killing a white woman.
Yeah, and they brought it into this case. He deservingly needed some time, but 33 years, I'd have been like, yo, just put him in for 3 years and call it a day.
Well, he was in there for 9 years, so that was pretty much the minimum, and he was going to get out either way. It was just punishment.
Right, because, he had 12 charges, and when he was up for parole a few years ago, 7 of those, they had agreed, okay, he's cleared through, but the other 5, they voted against it. So he was eligible. Once they cleared those first 7, I guess this is something I learned. Once they clear one charge in your parole, if you don't get approved that first time, the next time you go up, that charge has already been approved. So they don't even look at that anymore. They just go to the ones that are left over. So he had 12, but 7 of them were already approved. So he only needed to get approvals for these 5. And let's be honest, man. We all tuned in. But it was like
1993 all over again, dog.
It was a circus. Like nothing about that seemed. It looked like Saturday Night Live.
Oh yeah, the shit he was saying, he nearly talked himself out of the pussy, man.
The motherfucker had a fucking Kansas City Chiefs tie on.
Yeah.
In what's soon to be Raider territory. Like, come on, man. What are we talking about here? And as you said, everything was smooth sailing. All he had to do was just go up, seem apologetic, said he learned, and then he ended up giving a fucking monologue for 500 years.
God, he wouldn't shut the fuck up. It was like, nigga, just say this, that, and shut the fuck up. And he would not shut the fuck up. I was like, dude, this nigga, I was looking at my mom like, he gonna talk himself out of this. Nigga, shut your ass up.
He said some shit, and I just kept looking at the screen like, really? For real? I've never been accused of being violent with a weapon.
Really?
Seriously, bro?
Are you trolling us? Like, nigga.
Yeah.
Really?
And so I went through, I'm looking at it, and I'm like, yeah, nobody alive has accused you of harming them with a weapon. And then he said something else that was just, I've lived a pretty good life. I've never been associated with violence. And I'm like, so we all didn't hear them Nicole tapes? For real? Come on, man.
It was just a whole bunch of this. It was a whole bunch of this nigga. Now, and we were all watching like, y'all thinking, these white people. And then when they were talking to him, I'm like, they're going to set him free. Yeah. They're going to set him free. And I'm like, yep. And he made parole. And they say he has to stay in Vegas, but honestly, he about to make a whole lot of money when he gets out.
He's going straight to Florida.
He has to stay in Nevada, remember?
He has to stay for a while, but he gon' jet straight to Florida. Because see, what a lot of people don't know is he's got to get cashed out by the NFL because of his retirement pension.
Yup.
That's $20K a month, and he's owed a good amount.
Like, it's kind of like he could have podcasts. Imagine him when he gets on Twitter.
Jesus, man.
Instagram. Man. OJ. That's what it's about to be, man.
See, that's the thing, though. With social media, what's the over-under?
Yeah, he goes right the fuck back in.
Yeah, because social media is a different monster, you know what I'm saying, than the world he last lived in. Yeah. And it's only going to take a matter of time. The earliest he gets out is what? October? And then the latest is January?
Yeah, he will get out in October. He's gonna get out before the holidays. I'll give it
18 months. From the time he gets out, 18 months.
See, that's what my mom said about whole ass nigga in office. She's giving him 18 months because that's how long they gave Nixon. So
I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt because initially when he first gets out, he's gonna play it cool.
He's gonna do them interview run. Who does he think gonna be his first interview? Who do you think gonna give him that first interview?
He's probably gonna do FX. Since they did the show, they probably already hitting him right now. And that's another thing, too. See, he needs to play it cool because if he finds out how much money was being made off his name and then he wants to, run up and pistol whip somebody for that loot, it's a done deal. It's like, goodbye. You're not coming back out. But I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt for the first few months. But he's OJ. He's addicted to fame. He's going to end up doing something so blatantly stupid where you're like,
if anybody watched what was it, Made in America? That's what it was called, right?
Yeah.
If any of y'all watch part 5 of OJ Made in America, you will know what we're talking about. Like, JC told me to watch part 5, And I was like, why? What do you mean just watch it? Just wait till you get to part 5. You're going to love it up to part 5. And when you get to part 5, it's like, please put this nigga in jail.
Yep.
Because he did everything you can think. They even made a book that said, if I did it, this is how I would have did it. Yeah. Straight from a Chris Rock sketch. He really did that book. Well, it didn't publish, but nigga, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Man.
Fucking OJ, man. But, shout out to the juice.
The juice will be loose.
It'll be loose. Hide your kids, hide your white girls.
Like I said, personally, I could give a damn about, but the fact that they trumped the charges, in your face, white America, in your face. You tried it, man, it didn't stick.
But remember, he's not black, he's OJ.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shit.
And Justin Damond, that's how you say her name?
Damond, yeah. Damond.
Man, make this quick before I get pissed off.
Well, first of all, we want to say rest in peace. We're not cold-hearted. So we definitely want to start off with rest in peace. She's an Australian woman who was called 911 for some help because she thought she heard a woman in distress and trouble. And next thing you know, she is a murder victim by none other than Minnesota Police Department. Now, what makes this so interesting is you're like, oh man, this is horrible. Well, of course, we know about situations involving Tamir Rice, Michael Brown, Philando Castile. The list goes on and on and on. Mm-hmm. But when they were gunned down, it was always, well, they must have done something. And it was by officers who weren't black. Well, literally, the roles have been reversed in this instance, and the Australian woman was gunned down by none other than a Somalian Muslim man. And the response in the media is a complete 180 from the response that victims of color have been gotten as a result of this police brutality. I've actually seen news networks go as far as posting rest in peace Photoshop pieces of her on social media. And I'm like, when the hell did that start? Because last time I checked, they was putting up mugshots of us.
Of course.
And all of a sudden now, people who were finding excuses as to why those and many others were gunned down are now saying, police shouldn't do this. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck happened to Blue Lives Matter?
Yeah.
Like, I thought Blue Lives Matter. So what's that?
And now y'all looking for a witch hunt for this old black officer that killed the. Yeah, whatever, man. White people are so funny.
And of course, they're doing protests that aren't being deemed as evil in the media. It's so.
It's cute. It's cute.
It really is.
It's really cute. I see when white people do some little racist shit, some little sneaky racist shit, and it's right before you. I would say, oh, they're trying to be cute. Oh, that's cute. You really cute for trying to pull that little whole ass shit. Okay, it's like I see you, and like this time my mom always tells me you need to speak out against this or it's just gonna keep happening. But when you speak out against it, it just keeps on happening over and over again. That's why I just shake my head and just keep scrolling and just go about my life because
very true.
It's just like at this point, it's like, what can you do? So whatever, man. White people, y'all cute. Some of y'all are just really, really cute. Not in a good way.
Yeah, I mean...
Some white people, not all.
Again, like I stated, rest in peace to her. She was killed trying to do the right thing. Mm-hmm. But best believe she's going to be our martyr. Trust you me. She will be our martyr.
Yeah, well, continuing with sad news. Yeah, this one came out of literally nowhere.
Yeah,
nowhere.
You know what was crazy about this was... It actually, as big as it was, it actually took a back seat because of the OJ parole.
It happened during the OJ shit. Right. Yeah, right when the verdict was coming out. It literally came out during the OJ. TMZ dropped that bomb literally during the OJ shit. It literally came out of nowhere. It fucked me up. It was like, what the fuck?
For those who don't know but have an idea, we're talking about Chester Bennington of Linkin Park.
The lead singer of Linkin Park. Yeah. People our age, if y'all didn't listen to rock or rap, y'all listen to at least one Linkin Park song in your life. Mm-hmm. when it either came to Numb or One Step Closer or Breaking the Habit. We all heard it, especially in hip hop. We all very aware of Linkin Park, just off the collaboration they did with Jay-Z back in the day, which was, in my opinion, very, very, very underrated. But this for me personally, it kind of triggered me because it literally came out of nowhere. They were literally about to go. They were about to go on tour.
Didn't they just drop an album recently? They
dropped an album. Yeah, they literally just dropped an album, and they were just about to go on tour, and it was just fucked up because it came out of nowhere, and it triggered me because it literally took me back to when one of my good friends committed suicide back in 2009, and it came out of nowhere, and there were no signs or nothing like that. But when it came to Chester, he was screaming for help a lot in his music. Mm-hmm. And just recently, they released an interview that he did back in February, and he pretty much saying that he was suffering from, he's always been depressed. He had a really rough upbringing when it came to sexual abuse and drug use and all types of shit. And he said he's going through a battle in his mind, that he doesn't say good things to himself. So he's always just he said he was always just trying to get his mind right when he's working with his bandmates, being with his loved ones, to get his mind off his mind.
Right.
But then when he's by himself, it just gets worse. And this is back in February, so he's really talking about it. And when you look at his music, when you read the lyrics to his music, like Numb and Breaking the Habit, it's like he was always crying for help.
Right.
Like the signs are there. But just because he looks like he's in a happy mood, he really isn't. And that's what I'm saying. Because just recently, I dropped an article on Medium, pretty much called "I Didn't Get the Text," and in there I tell the story of my childhood friend Kenny, who committed suicide. And pretty much what happened was that he sent out before he killed himself, he sent out a mass text message to everyone in his phone, including me. And I didn't get the text message because I had to clear out my inbox on my old Nokia phone, because back then those phones couldn't store a lot of text messages and shit like that.
Right.
And I accidentally deleted his message, so I never read it. So I said it in the article and all that. I'll probably post it in the description, but like it kind of messed with me a lot. And even through that time period, I've had depressed friends that have always came to me for their, ranting about their stuff, and they have threatened to kill themselves. So I always had to go out the way to make sure they're okay. And by the grace of God, they're good now.
Right.
But it's the ones you don't know that are personally going through some shit, and you don't know how to help them, especially if you see the signs or if you know something's going on. You don't know what to do, because you don't know if they're gonna snap, or you just don't know. So for me, as a friend, after when I saw Chester killed himself, when I heard about it, it just triggered me, and I just reached out to all my friends and let them know that I'm always gonna be there and shit like that. Mm-hmm. So it's sad, and mental health is very, very real for anybody.
Oh yeah.
So, if you know someone that's going through it, if you are going through some shit, just seek help. Just call the suicide hotlines, be with a loved one. Or if you know somebody that's like that, just always reach out to them. Send a text here and there or a phone call to see how they're doing. Because you don't know how much a hello or I hope you're doing well can go a long way for somebody.
Amen to that.
So, yeah, it can go a long way for somebody. So
never cease to let your people know how much you love them.
Exactly. So, yeah. So rest in peace to Chester.
Definitely.
And prayers out to all the fans and the friends that were impacted by it. So, yeah, rest in peace to that. But also, when it comes to, we just stick to that, man. Linkin Park, they were a pretty dope ass band. Yeah. They were very unique. Very, very unique. Like, did you ever listen to Linkin Park like that or not?
Oh yeah, Hybrid Theory, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
I never really listened to their albums like that, but their records were dope.
Yeah, Hybrid Theory, especially because at the time when Hybrid Theory came out, I think I was just getting in from going from middle school to high school.
Yeah.
And so of course you start branching out, trying to just find some different music, and they were rock, but it wasn't like the rock that you were accustomed to. Like, this actually has some rhythm to it,
and it had some rap in it.
Right.
Who's the guy that Mike what?
Mike Shinoda.
Mike Shinoda, yeah, he like his raps and all that, and it was like he would rap over all that rock shit, and it just balanced. They balanced each other out,
yeah,
for whatever reason. So that's what it made sense when Jay-Z did that shit, because that shit came out of nowhere for me. When Jay-Z and Linkin Park did that shit together, I was like,
"Oh, you're talking about Collision Course, the EP?"
Yes, yeah. I was like, this works. I was like, really? And then when you listen to it, I was like, yo, this shit really, this knocks. Especially the Numb and Encore mashup. It's great music, and especially how Jay-Z matched well with them. To me personally, my favorite mashup was the Jigga What Faint remix, the Faint shit, because Faint's one of my favorite songs from Linkin Park. You know, you're like, I won't be ignored. That shit, man. I'm gonna work out to that shit later on today. Actually, that shit
I thought
knocks.
I thought how they intertwined H to the Izzo with In the End was. Wow.
I never liked that one.
That was interesting.
I think because in the end it's like a sad emo song, and H to the Izzo is like a happy song. And hearing Mike rap the songs all happy and shit, I was like, I don't know.
Right, that's why it was an interesting balance.
Yeah, it was really interesting, especially how Hove was with the rock was really into the whole. Like when he was rapping over the Faint remix, and they actually collaborated. Some people forget about that. They actually went in the studio and collaborated on the shit.
Yeah, that was not just regular mashups. It was.
They didn't just copy and paste shit. They really did work on the records together. That's why I hope MTV does that again, because that was like the only time MTV ever did that.
Yeah, MTV too busy putting out reality TV these days.
Yeah, but that was like years ago, though. They're going back into the music formula, kind of. Like, if they ever do a music mashup, who do you think would... Because I thought, like, back then, they would probably get Kanye and Maroon 5. That would have been a good mashup. Maybe.
Probably put Drake with somebody. It doesn't make sense.
Now I'm trying to think, well, who would Drake mash up with?
Something that just doesn't make sense.
Well, the Linkin Park and Jay-Z on paper, it didn't make sense.
I mean, it didn't make sense, but musically, they were, respected. That's not a shot at Drake, but like I'm saying, they'll probably just try to mix him with somebody who, for the sake of mixing.
Yeah, but other than that, rest in peace to Chester.
Definitely.
But let's get into TV and shit. Power!
Ghost bike. Ghost is bike.
Ghost is bike. He's bike. He's back. He's out of jail.
I wonder how people feel about Angela. The ones that just didn't make sense. Like, I'll kill Angela, and it's like, yo, why you want to kill Angela when he was warned about this the whole time?
Exactly.
I wonder how they feel now.
Yeah, because she's the one that got him out.
Exactly.
She saw the tape and she did what was right in her heart, even though she still hates that nigga. But
and it cost her job.
Joe Budden pointed this shit out on Twitter, and I said, y'all gonna be mad as fuck when he starts fucking her again. By the end of this season, he's gonna fuck Angela again. Come on. I wouldn't doubt it either. They're gonna fuck again because now it cost her job. She has nothing to lose.
Yeah, so I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, but yeah, it was a great episode. Fucking Charlie Murphy died twice this year, bruh.
In this one, he didn't die. He got his face mashed.
Mashed in by the... Did you think it was a dream when you first saw it?
No, I knew. I was like... When it first happened, I was like, what are you doing? You're done. And then when the other two... I forget...
it's Tommy's dad. Just say it's Tommy's dad.
Yeah, Tommy's dad. And then when they come in and his look is on surprise, I'm like... He's gonna get off. And he goes, "Oh, change plans.
Change the plans, bro." But then in my mind, I was like, "Don't you think the blood?" But it wasn't. It was his blood. Okay, I get it. But I thought that would have been James's blood. But right. I get you.
Yeah.
And plus,
that was pretty slick.
Charlie Murphy went out with a blaze of glory. He would have liked that.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
With the weights too.
Like a boss.
But. Yeah, and then stupid-ass Tyreek got kidnapped like a dumbass. Hey, what you doing here? Oh, stupid nigga.
Oh, that he did.
I really don't like that. I really don't like that little nigga. I really do not like him. I never thought I ever hate a character. Well, no, I hated a lot of characters, but he's up there.
You sound like 50 in Beef when he's talking about Ja Rule. Yeah, I really don't like that guy. I really don't like him.
Even though that's Ghost's offspring, I just don't like that nigga, man. I just don't like him. Oh, hoe ass nigga.
He's like, "Oh, what are you doing here?" I'm like, "Well, you about to find out."
We didn't even know who it was until you saw that chick from Dreamgirls show up in the end,
right?
And just told Kanan the plan, and then Kanan just said, "So what do you need me to do?"
Right,
and he had that little smirk on his. All he had to do was look at the camera and just have yellow eyes pop up and hear Vincent Price's laughter. That's pretty much next. It's like, okay. So I was like, okay, so he's out of jail now. So pretty much, and Ghost doesn't know that Kanan's out. Well, He doesn't know that he's alive.
Well, you don't know he's alive. But of course, Dre's feeding him the money, and lo and behold, Julio pops up and sees that he's still breathing.
Mm-hmm. And didn't say shit.
And that's going to lead us into episode 6.
And we're halfway done with this season. That's
crazy. The crazy thing is too is we're halfway through and we still haven't seen Lorenz Tate yet.
For real. Because you made a prediction that he was going to be his lawyer and get him out of jail, but now it looks like he might have. He has a major role, so he's going to pop up eventually.
Right, which means from the sounds of it, sounds like he's going to be a regular in season 5 because they may wait to pull him out.
You think season 5 will be the last season?
It's shaping up that way.
Because everything is because every episode it feels like it's building to something. Like something big is gonna go down.
Honestly, it's shaping up to Ghost versus Tommy in the
You
keep
finale. Saying that. You keep saying that.
It's really shaping up to Ghost versus Tommy.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Tommy's dad plants some seeds in Tommy's head and makes him want to think about who James is and shit. So,
right.
It's a big rich town, bruh.
They just come from the poorest parts.
Yeah. Yeah. So like I said, bro, I try to get into the Hood Adjacent and Snowfall, but I really I can't. I don't have the time to. There's too many fucking TV shows out there right now, man.
That's all good. Yeah. So Hood Adjacent is still on and popping. Shout out to the young comedian James. He's still doing his thing. One of the episodes, he went back to college. And he did a segment where he took all the token guys from the groups, like the token black guy, the token Asian guy that get the good grades, and he just commented on that. Everybody has to stick together. And then he took one of the most recent draft picks from USC in this last draft. At the time, he was still in college, so he was highlighting the hypocrisy for college. So what he did was, to not break any rules, he was like, all right, I hired you as my personal assistant so you can benefit everything today. So then he rented out a Lamborghini. It was either a Ferrari or a Lambo. And he goes, but you can't drive a rental because you're not 25. So I'm going to drive it for you and you can just chill. And so then they go to a restaurant. And then, of course, when you're NCAA, you can't accept meals from people. So James ordered the food first and he ate like 3 bites. And then he was like, okay, I'm done. You want it? And he goes, I can't accept that. And he goes, right, you can't accept this unless I waive my rights. So he yells out, hey, I'm done with this shit. This is leftovers at this point. And then he goes, okay, here, now you can have it. And so dude started eating the steak. So they commented on that, which was some pretty good stuff. I still got to catch up on the last episode, but look, man, it's good television. I like it. And the most recent episode of Snowfall, honestly, man, something's wrong with John Singleton, man.
In what way?
So, you remember how he got kicked off All Eyes on Me because he wanted to put a rape scene in?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he took that rape scene out and he put it in this most recent episode. And the shit was just so...
Random?
So random and so wrong. So basically what happened was... character Franklin at the end of the second episode, he does the drop off, but then he gets jumped by 2 small time hustlers and his money gets stolen. So he gets one of his friends and he takes him to go meet up with this cat to help him get the money back. So they catch one of the hustlers in the crib, they tie him up, he's not talking. This goes on for hours. So finally dude gets fed up, he takes a bat and he busts his knees. He's hemming him up, and then next thing you know, he is like, you think he's going to kill him when he takes him into the bedroom and he shuts the door. So then later on...
Don't tell me they show it.
No, thank God they don't.
FX, they just don't give a damn.
So later on, they're Franklin and his boy, they're talking like, this shouldn't be going down like this. Mm-hmm. And then they get close to the door and he goes, man, you hear him in there, man, he's killing him, knocking the soul out of him. His boy leans up against the door and he goes, nah, he ain't killing him. He giving it to him. And all of a sudden you hear the bed squeak. You like, ain't this a motherfucker?
You hear the bed squeak?
Yeah. Ugh. And then later on, it's confirmed because dude's pants is all down. He's hanging off the damn bed. He's like lifeless at that point. Dude goes into the other room, finds the money, but doesn't give him the money. Like, Debo's him like, this is my money, punk, and he walks away.
This was John Singleton's show?
Yeah.
He directed this whole shit?
He's an executive producer. I'm like, man, something wrong with you, man. What's
wrong with you, nigga? It
was a good episode. I mean, just getting away from that scene. I mean, getting away from that scene. Overall, it's a good episode. They had some, all the other characters had important dilemmas that they were going through. But yeah, that one, I was watching. I was like, so because you couldn't put it in an All Eyes on Me, you put it in here. Like, what's wrong with you, man?
What the fuck is wrong with you? I guess, man. Ugh. Why'd you tell me that?
It's better you hear it from me. It's better you hear it from me. Because if you would have found out, you would have called me, motherfucker, why you telling me about this stupid ass shit?
Well, surprise, nigga. Well, HBO had some premieres too, and everybody's talking about Game of Thrones, but I'm sorry, y'all. I don't watch the show.
Game of Thrones. I'm not going to apologize.
I know the hype. I know the hype behind it because I started watching it on HBO Go a little bit, but there are two, and it was interesting. Don't get me wrong. The first season, I think I'm on like the third season now, I think, but it's like, I can't describe it because it reminds me too much of like Hercules and Xena, and I've watched Xena Warrior Princess when I was a kid. And it was one of the greatest TV shows of all time. This kind of reminds me of it, kind of. But people love the show, so I might go back and rewatch the series again. Maybe not. I don't know. But yeah, the Game of Thrones is back.
Yeah, it's not for me. I've never been a type to downplay what people like. Like I'm not one of those people that went on social media and was like, "Oh, Game of Thrones, I don't watch that." I mean, I let people do them. If that's their stuff, that's their stuff.
That's how I'm like too.
You know what I'm saying? Just let them be. But as far as I'm concerned, nah, it just ain't for me, man.
However, the creators of Game of Thrones, they're getting cute because I think they're low key kind of racist. I don't know if you heard about this.
I heard.
Yeah, but they're kind of cute. Because they're thinking about doing a TV show called Confederate, where pretty much they talk about a future, an alternate universe that the Confederate people actually won, and slavery is still around.
Yep.
I wish y'all motherfuckers would. I wish you motherfuckers would. I wish you would. Try it. That's all I got to say about that one.
Yeah.
You don't watch this show, but I've been telling you for the longest time you need to start watching it. The first season's only 8 episodes, but Insecure is back.
I'm going to get on it eventually.
Issa Rae, man, the second season started, and I've been into it. And pretty much it's really interesting to watch it go down on your timeline because you see the clear divide between male and females, predominantly black male and female.
Yeah, just because I ain't watched it ain't mean I ain't been paying attention to what's going on in social media.
Yeah. So pretty much to get you caught up, JC, in the first season, Issa Rae lived with her boyfriend Lawrence, and she doesn't really like the way things are going. He worked at Best Buy. He lived at home. He wasn't doing much with his life. He had like a career that he really wanted to do, but it just wasn't popping off. So she was getting frustrated with it. So then further down the line, there was this guy that she used to mess around with back in the day, and they kind of caught up, and they were kind of on the side talking, but she never really went through with it. And he was a rapper too, right. A SoundCloud rapper at that. So then further throughout the show, she just caved into her temptation, and they fucked. She cheated on Lawrence because Lawrence had hella chances to cheat on her because there was this bank teller that was always trying to holler at him, and he would just be like, "Nah, I got a girl, I can't do nothing. Thank you, I'm flattered, but I can't do nothing about it."
You gave me the rundown on this already.
Huh?
You gave me the rundown on this already.
Oh, so okay, I gave you the whole story.
And I already know what happened in the season opener. Like the season 1 finale ended with him stroking, and season 2 opener started with him stroking.
Yeah, pretty much.
And his left stroke went viral.
Oh, yes, it did. He went in there and gave her a few strokes, and he had to pick up some mail, and then gave her a kiss on the cheek and said, "Yeah, I got to get going," and left her sitting there like, what the fuck? And for whatever reason, women were really triggered by that. And I was like, they were like, "Oh, that's so foul of him. Why did he do that?" And I'm just, and real niggas were just going like, "Nah, he need to show her like, nah, I got to show you that he still got it. I still love you, but I'm still mad at you. I got the power.
Yep.
So, because she's the one that cheated. At the end of the day, she cheated. And I don't know what's so hard about women to figure that shit out, but, women like getting their cake and eating it too. Yeah. So, see, this is why we need another woman on here, so they can, argue this, but we'll probably just shut it down with common sense. But common sense doesn't seem to work for women sometimes.
It's the sport of it.
It's just the sport of arguing.
No, you're like, yeah, we'll shut it down eventually. I'm like, yeah, but it's just for the sport. Just do it for the sport.
Yeah. But Ballers is back. Shout out to Dwayne The Rock Johnson. That's back.
I haven't watched Ballers since the second episode of season 2. Not because I fell off it, but last year at training camp, I was just so exhausted, and I was like, I can't even keep up.
Now you got all the time in the world.
I got all the time in the world.
So you finally caught up?
No, I'm going to get caught up eventually.
Okay, well, that's back. It's back, and pretty much Rock is just I forgot the dude's name. This is the main character. I just call him The Rock because that's who I see on the screen. It's the fucking Rock. And it just blows my mind. He has one of the highest rated HBO shows on cable TV, and WWE does not have to support it or anything. He's just the great one. Yeah. So shout out to The Rock for a season of that, and I like how it shows up right before training camp. It shows up during training camp, and it ends right when the NFL season starts, which makes sense. And Steph Curry was on there, and hella other NFL players. Terrell Suggs was still on there.
Yeah, I heard this season they're actually going to focus on the Raiders. Actually,
yeah, they actually filmed out here in Oakland. I don't know how you didn't see that. I don't know how you didn't meet The Rock when you were working out there.
I wasn't there.
Oh, yeah, because they flew. Because I remember seeing pictures of Rock, that was on after. A private. It was after this. Oh, after you left. Ain't that about a bitch? Yep. You could have met The Rock, bro. Yep. Yep. Shut up. And when it comes to movies, man, Black excellence reigns supreme yet again. Yes. And the new movie Girls Trip that features Jada Pinkett, Queen Latifah, Jada Pinkett. You want Plinkett again?
Yep.
Again. Damn. And someone else was in there. What's her name? From fucking Scary Movie. What I'm talking about.
Well, Queen Latifah was in it.
Yeah, I said Queen Latifah.
Oh, okay.
And there was the other chick
from
Regina
Scary Hall.
Regina Hall. There you go. Regina Hall was in it. And then there's another newcomer. Well, she's not really a newcomer. She's been in the game for a minute. Named Tiffany Banish. She's been in comedy, stand-up comedy for a minute, and she's just now getting. She's been in movies she was in Keanu last year, and she was kind of downplaying it a little bit. She was like a detective, gangster or whatever. Mm-hmm. But this one, she really showed off her comedic skills, and she was the MVP of the movie, bruh.
Nice.
Whenever you see, because I went to go see it based off when I saw her interview on Jimmy Kimmel when she talked about when she took Jada and Will Smith to a swamp tour. And while filming in New Orleans, and her storytelling ability was just fucking hilarious. Yeah. So just off that, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna support this movie, and it was a really funny movie. She was funny as fuck, nigga. She's a star. That movie made her a star. That was her coming out party.
Good for her, man.
So yeah, good for her. Good movie. Whenever you get a chance, you should go see that. And Comic-Con was this week. I didn't put it on the notes, but Comic-Con came out, and they released the new Justice League trailer because Justice League is coming out. They didn't reveal Superman, but Batman, Aquaman, everyone's back. And
then the cast of Black Panther saw the trailer for the first time, and it was lit.
Yes, it was. They didn't show I don't know why they do this at Comic-Con. They only show it to the Comic-Con people, but they don't release it to the internet. Everyone knows about it. Right. Because Marvel came out and showed their ass because they showed the Thor sequel. And the new Thor movie that's gonna have Hulk and Loki's gonna be in it and shit like that. And then this one, and then also they showed the teaser trailer of Avengers: Infinity War. Now, Infinity War, JC, is the movie that's been built since. You've seen Avengers, have you?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember the after credits? Did you ever watch the after credits?
Yes.
Yeah, that nigga Thanos. This movie's been built for 6 years in the making. It's coming out next year, and pretty much everybody and their fucking mama's gonna be in this movie because Thanos is like the fucking devil the god of all villains. It's been building up to this moment, and everyone and their mama's going to be in this movie, and they're all going to go against this nigga. And let me tell you, whenever the trailer ever comes out, because like a leaked version came out that someone filmed at the event, this nigga took a planet and threw it at the Avengers.
He took a planet.
A planet.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Nigga, that was the bag. That was the bag. Thanos is Disney and Marvel, and the planet was the bag. Disney and Marvel threw the bag at the Avengers, bruh.
Wow.
Nigga, like after watching the Justice League trailer, it's like, and then you see the clips from the Infinity War trailer, it's like, it's not even comparable.
Right.
And then, and speaking of Justice League, there was like a rumor that came out saying that Ben Affleck wasn't going to play Batman no more after Justice League, but it was just a rumor. It was just, he confirmed it. He confirmed it during the panel. He said that it was just a rumor and he's going to play Batman. But they're saying that they're going to do Flashpoint. That's going to be the Flash's movie whenever they do it. Mm-hmm. And some people and fans are speculating because if you ever read the Flashpoint movie, it's like an alternate universe of the Justice League. Okay. And pretty much it might be they might reboot the universe or some shit. I don't know how they're going to do it. But it's a great time to be a nerd when it comes to superhero movies.
Oh, yeah. That is for sure.
Oh, yeah. And also a great time to be a Laker fan. So you should be
happy.
Hell
yeah.
Yeah, you guys won the summer league, and your boy Lonzo was the MVP.
We out here taking command of shit. You know, everybody wants to talk about, oh, it's just summer league. You Fakers fans, you have fallen off, and it's like, nah, man, it's about the journey back. You know what I'm saying? You know, when you used to being on top for so long, you know, we used to talk that big shit. Oh, you know, enjoy your little summer league stuff, this and that. But when you actually go through it, you're like, okay, well, you know. I was served powdered shit, and it was, you know, they were trying to serve it off as a brownie. You know what I'm saying? Let's embrace the growth and the maturation of our future franchise player, and let's go for it. And of course, you know, first game he had went 2 for 15. You know, everybody had their mama had something to say about it. And next thing you know, he gets 2 triple doubles. There's only been 2 triple doubles in the summer league. He has both of them, and we ain't stopped winning after we lost the first 2. And
yeah,
Kuz, man, one of our late first round picks. He's gonna be nice, man. He's gonna be nice. He's gonna be a nice role player. Looks like he'll be coming in slow to start the season off in terms of the minutes he gets, but I eventually see him, you know, maturing into that role. We still got Hart, who was injured. We have another Bryant on the team now.
He ain't Kobe, but
yeah, he definitely ain't Kobe. And every time they said Bryant, I shed a thug tear. You know,
like,
yeah.
You clinched your 24. Which jerseys you clinched, the 24 or the 8 or both of them? Every time they mentioned it, you rotated. You rotated.
I probably had 28-4. Yeah, but you know, we went into summer league. Everybody wanted to write us off. Went in, ran summer league. What was it? Lonzo had an MRI because he strained his calf in the semifinal game, so he didn't even play in the championship game. They stuck this cat Blue in at point guard, and then it was his birthday, and he got a birthday present. Nice summer league championship. And
that's good for him.
I celebrated as such. I didn't give a damn. I mean, it wasn't a big time celebration. I didn't run out and do anything crazy, but I was sipping Moscato. I was puffing on oil.
I gotta admit something to you. I am starting to lighten up I'm starting to tolerate their dad, LeVar.
Yes.
I'm starting to kind of see the light now.
Yes.
I'm starting to like him a little bit. I saw that little video of him dancing, doing the little photo shoot and shit. I'm like, this nigga just having a good old time.
He's not cooning up. I wanted to send that to you, but I was like, nah, let him figure it out for himself. Because if I try to push it,
and I retweeted
he might not accept it unless he finds it for himself. And of course, like you said, he's having a good time. He's being a dad.
You know, and he's not even cooning. I don't know if you heard about it. Did you hear how he forfeited the game for his son's game?
So the funny thing was I was there a day earlier because my boy coaches one of the 16 and under teams. So he was out here, so I went to go support him midday on Friday. And so then Saturday I'm chilling, and then he hits me up like, yo, wait, did he hit? Nah, we were in a Facebook group and he tagged everybody and he goes, LeVar Ball is ridiculous. Like, this is so funny. He goes, and of course he's a coach, so he goes, it's so wrong what he did, but it's so funny that you just can't help but just put aside the bad of what he did. And yeah, sure enough, he didn't like the calls, and he was not about to wait out to hear some more explanations. And they were up by 8, and he told the guys, "We out of here." He packed up and left. Now, the funny thing about that is probably about an hour or two later on Twitter, a flyer was up saying, "Hey, they're gonna do a Triple B pop up at the event." So then it starts going through everybody's heads. This motherfucker's a marketing genius because you can't be at the pop up if you're coaching. He's a marketing genius. Like, it was funny as hell. And then Melo got his first dunk in his career in one of the games, and it was funny because whoever runs the Triple B Twitter account, they were like, "Hey Lonzo, what do you think about Melo's dunk?" And so Melo retweeted and he goes, "What? All my dunks got to go through Lonzo now?" And then Lonzo retweeted it, and all he put was asterisk dunk. Like, stupid. Played the ultimate Big Brother card. Like, don't get it twisted, little homie. You had one dunk.
You feel me? But, shout out to them.
It makes it, but you don't understand. It warms my heart to know that you're actually warming up to this Triple B brand and what they trying to do. And the thing of it is,
he could still fuck it up.
And the thing of it is, too, though, is they're actually going further in what they're doing because, of course, I think I touched on it before. Lonzo started wearing different sneakers.
Yeah,
and
I saw that.
For many, it was like, oh, well, what's he doing? What's he trying to stay? But for those who really knew what was going down, that's a power statement. Because when you sign with these other corporations, you can only wear those shoes. Take into account, James Harden got $200 million, but James Harden has openly said he's a Jordan's fan, and he can't be seen. He can't be seen in public with those because he's under contract with Adidas.
Yeah.
So this was a power move in saying, look, you come to Big Baller, you can wear whatever the hell you want. We ain't here doing that. And that's I'm telling you, these little seeds are being planted right now. They gonna be changing the game in 10 to 15 years. I'm telling you.
Let's just pray all three of those kids, his kids and himself, they stay right, they act right, and just win the damn games, bro.
And then so we closed out Summer League, and then we ended up the summer signing Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, otherwise known as KCP. He's a shooting guard from Detroit. A great signing, great two-way player who takes pride in his defense, and that's going to add definitely. So we finished out our starting lineup. We got Lonzo running the point, Ingram and KCP on the wings, and then you got Randall and Brook Lopez as your bigs. So it's going to be an exciting time. We'll see what goes down.
Well, who's not having a great summer right now? It's fucking LeBron James.
Yeah, so...
Man... I remember I was at the movies watching Girl Trip, and I saw the notification, and my jaw dropped.
Yeah,
Kyrie Irvine.
I just pulled into my boy's game, and I'm looking at the update, and I'm like, all I took from it was, oh, okay, so this confirms that LeBron's leaving.
Oh, yeah.
And then the reports actually came out on why he was doing it, and I was like, ooh, this wasn't actually what I was expecting.
Because I told you. Yeah, when I sent that, you was just like, nah, because this is just a power move for Dan Gilbert, which is half true.
Right.
But then when it said he didn't want to play for that nigga no more, I was like, whoa, you just won a championship just 2 years ago. Like, what? Yeah. What the fuck?
Yeah.
And now you just said straight up, you know what? I want to be the star. Well, and I think, honestly, a part of me kind of thinks like it's an ego problem. Because when we talk about Game 7, when the people talk about Game 7, what's the one thing they bring up the most?
Kyrie Irvine. They bring up the block, and then they bring up Kyrie Irvine's shot.
But it's second. It's second. They always talk about the block more than the fucking shot.
You can't have one without the other. He doesn't get the shot unless the block takes place.
Yeah, so, but more people talk about that block more than that shot. Of
course, because for that's the one image you're always going to remember from LeBron now as a result when he ends his career. That's that one image you're always going to do. Kyrie is still has a long way to go. You know what I'm saying? Not in the sense that he has to prove anything, but he's only like 5 or 6 years into his career. Still got a long period of time to go.
But the fact that he really just said, I just don't want to play with LeBron no more. I want to be a star. That's pretty much what he said in a nutshell.
Normally, under those circumstances, you're like, well, what's the point? Because you want to be a team player, this and that. But again, I've been telling you for the past few months, Dan Gilbert ain't made this easy on anybody. And the Cavs players are revolting. And it looks like he's gone. This pretty much confirms LeBron's going to be gone. And Kyrie's looking at it from the standpoint of, well, I'm not going to wait till he leaves to see what my value is on the market. I might as well do it now.
That's the thing that really just took LeBron by surprise, and now LeBron just wants to whoop that nigga's ass.
Yeah, so according to Stephen A. Smith, who returned from vacation, he was on his radio show, and he said directly, and I quote, word from LeBron's camp is if Kyrie were standing in front of him at this moment, LeBron would want to whoop his ass. And the reports from Kyrie's camp is that they're pissed off with LeBron because they told the Cavs this weeks ago, and they feel like LeBron's camp, when he was notified, they leaked the story out. So at this point, it's not even a situation of, okay, I want to be traded, but we can make this work. At this situation, you got to get rid of Kyrie. You can't even go to training camp with him. Otherwise, it's just this cloud that's going to be following them for the rest of the year.
Who would have thought that the Warriors broke these niggas' spirit? Like, fuck.
Oh, yeah, like, but I'm the crazy one. Yeah, I'm just the crazy one. Hey, when I try to tell people, oh man, this is horrible with basketball. I mean, good for them, but basketball wise,
Yeah, they broke the Cavs' spirit. Like they said, you know what? Fuck y'all. We're just gonna go because honestly, I can see if Kyrie goes to the Spurs, that'll be the Warriors' biggest threat.
Yeah, but they would have to give up a lot to make that happen. Like honestly, it's interesting how he did this. Like he gave a list as if he has a no trade clause when really the Cavs can trade him anywhere. They don't have to. That's what makes it so interesting. But
send his ass to the Kings.
Yeah, and then and then LeBron's really having a bad summer because then you got this situation with Kyrie and then his mom's boyfriend
losing the finals.
Lambo, he airs him out, and then all of a sudden Lambo gets on social media like, you gonna respect me? I'm Big Lambo. And you just like, what the hell's going on in LeBron's life?
This nigga shaved his head.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like he was doing so good after the loss to the finals. He made the right move in coming home. He shaved his head off, and then all of a sudden things just have been going downward, and it's like,
Damn, so should you really just came back from 3-1? It makes you really think. Should you really give these niggas a championship?
Yeah, it was worth it. Niggas, I don't care what nobody says. It was worth it.
Yeah, for you, you're biased.
It was worth it. It definitely was worth it.
Yeah, it was worth it. For me, it was worth it.
Right.
Oh, you whole ass niggas. Yeah, for you, it was worth it.
Yeah, so
I'm talking about from another point of view, like for Cleveland. Like, you really deserve to give these niggas a fucking championship.
Right.
The fuck after what they're doing to you.
So there's that. And then Reese just got an update. I'm watching the Sports Center on the 6th, and it recently just updated. The Cavaliers have added Derrick Rose.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, he signed 1 year, $2.1 million deal. So that might be if they move apart from Kyrie, that's the point guard.
Oh no, it looks like that is what it's gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
Shit.
Yeah, so it's just like I said, the offseason's been interesting.
Still won't be enough to beat the Warriors.
Probably not, but
because as soon as Derrick Rose I'm gonna say a preseason game, that nigga gonna get injured.
The Warriors can do what they do. You know what I'm saying? And enjoy it because with Steph and KD signing those big deals, which they deserve, not me taking away, but at this point, they can't afford to pay that luxury tax when Draymond and Klay's contracts come up, and those cats are gonna want to get paid.
So, but that's not until 2020.
Exactly. So enjoy it because by 2020 we will be contenders again. I'm saying it right now. This year we will be competing for the 8th seed. I'm not guaranteeing playoffs because we need a year to see how these guys work together. But we'll be competing for the 8th seed. Next year, everything's looking bright. We get some guys to come in, whether they be superstars or very valuable role player stars that could serve their purpose and be teachers. We gonna get it shit on the up and up. And by 2019, 2020, it's gonna be us, with the Timberwolves and a couple other teams, and the Warriors are gonna go back to the cellar where their asses belong. So there's that. Now, what also happened Thursday? Like Thursday just seemed to be news day.
Because we're coming up with the show,
Linkin Park, and then all of a sudden news comes out of Mississippi.
Yeah, you told me about this. You gotta let me know about this shit.
Ole Miss's head coach, Hugh Freeze, word comes out that he's resigning. And you're like, that's interesting. It's not interesting that coaches resign.
I remember seeing that,
It's the timing of it. Like, they're literally about to start their season at the end of next month. What's going down? Well, this motherfucker had the nerve to use the company phone to call an escort service.
Wow.
Yep. Which if you're like me, you're viewing, as long as it's not trafficking, human trafficking, I really don't see nothing wrong with the escort service. I mean, if two willing or more consensual adults are willing to go through a transaction, that's between them. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So I'm not against that. However, it is illegal. And the fact the man used the company phone to do it, and not only the fact that he used the company phone to do it, but he used the company phone to do it after the fact where he's presented this image of the Christian coach.
It's always those you got to watch out for, man.
Right, and I'm not surprised by it because people slip up every day, but it's just it was just like they were just leaving some scandals that they were accrediting to the previous coach. And now as a result of this, it's like, wait a minute, was he really at fault or was it Hugh Freeze this whole time? So now as a result, they're doing an investigation because they're trying to look into and seeing, because I don't think he got into contact with it. He just called, but because it's on the line, they can't protect you. But now what they're trying to do is they're trying to see if it was for him or if they were using it for recruiting
for another
trips.
Player.
Which, of course...
yeah, that's even worse.
Of course, Rick Pitino went through the situation with Louisville, and so you got that. So that caught everybody off guard.
When it comes to escort, my opinion on that, I mean, each their own. I mean, they both, there's an even exchange for it. Like, to me, I think a guy is really fucking pathetic if they need an escort service that's just to pretend to have a girlfriend or, buy shit for it. It's just stupid. And for the female, I mean, get your money. And at the same day, it's just all fucked up, man. But damn, that nigga, I mean, stay safe, bro.
Stay safe. So then we go into
training camp.
Training camp start this week.
Football training camp. Damn, I remember those days.
Yeah, I actually kind of felt it last Thursday.
You started getting, you got homesick a little, huh?
Yeah, it finally dawned on me that I'm gone from the organization, but it's cool. You know what I'm saying? Again, that I'm good with my decision. Something interesting happened yesterday, though, or early this morning. It actually made me feel good, as disgusting as it is.
That's disgusting as it is.
So my little homie was like my little brother, Brendan. When I made the decision to leave, my boss and I, we had chosen Brendan that I was going to train up and he was going to take over. So that way there was no need for an outside hire. We fill in, family stays intact. So Brendan was my roommate for 4 years at training camp. For the last 3 years, he got cute and would always put Warriors shit on my bed. Just for the hell of it.
Oh, yeah.
It pissed me off. But he touched me this morning when he sent a text message and he's like, I know you're gone and it's my bed, but I just had to send you a picture just to keep the tradition going, let you know I miss you. And he sent a picture, and it's the Warriors hat right there. I sent him back, and I was like, this is the most touching, disgusting thing you could ever send to me. I miss you too.
The most touching and disgusting. Damn.
But yeah, so that made me feel good. But yeah, man, training camps for the players starting. We already got one idiot who got kicked off a team. Lucky Whitehead, wide receiver for the Cowboys, just got cut an hour ago.
For what?
He was shoplifting.
Why? What the fuck?
Yeah.
Nigga, you just got... What was he stealing?
I don't know. Doesn't matter.
No, it don't matter.
Yeah, you can't make this shit up. I think that's their fourth arrest since offseason. And for those who don't know, the offseason is... You think being in games that come down to the wire is a coach's nightmare. They're prepared for that. They live for that. They can actually deal with whatever happens as a result of that. The worst time for a head coach is the 5 to 6 weeks between minicamp and training camp. because you have no control what goes on because all your players are spread out throughout the country.
Wow.
So you have no idea what the hell's going to happen. And I think this is the Cowboys' fourth arrest since minicamp ended.
Shit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to Cowboys be all right.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I'm not surprised by it because they go through this every year. See how it goes down. Once again, shout out my brother Bryce Butler. Just signed. He re-upped on a 2-year deal a few months ago to stay with the team. But they're out here in Oxnard, about an hour away. So I actually might even hit him up just to go hang out for a day. Just go chop it up, see what's going down.
Let's do that.
Shout out to Marshawn Lynch, Beast Mode. He's got the #1 selling jersey on all the West Coast.
Yeah, every other place
California
I go
to I want to say up to Colorado.
It seems like right now everyone's rooting for the Raiders this season.
Oh, we are on everybody's radar, and it feels good. It really, again, when I got to the organization, we were winning 3 and 4 games a year. And then the new regime came in my 3rd year. We won 7.
And I warned you if something was going to happen. I warned you change was coming. So.
No, you didn't warn me change was coming. We knew change was coming. You wanted to say, it's Super Bowl. And I'm like, yo, there's a process. Let's let the process play out.
Well, shit.
But at this point, on paper, because we still got to play the games, they do have us contending late in January to get to the Super Bowl. So...
Was the Super Bowl going to be this next season?
This Super Bowl will be in Minnesota. No, is it Minnesota? Yeah, Minnesota, because next year it's going to be in Atlanta.
Might as well just take it to Atlanta. Who the fuck is going to go to Minnesota?
Well, Minnesota got a new stadium, remember?
Yeah, I know.
They got that new stadium. It's going to be cold.
Certain places don't need big events.
Look, you just saying that because Prince is from Minnesota, and we all know how you feel about Prince when
I forgot about
Michael.
that.
Nah, you didn't forget about that. You was trying to play it off.
Well, shit.
But yeah, the Super Bowl.
We know who the real king is in Gary, Indiana, nigga.
Nah. We ain't doing that. Only Gary we acknowledge is Peyton.
Nigga.
Yep.
Hang up the phone.
Yeah, I went there. But yeah, so
right.
Super Bowl be in Minnesota. We'll see how it goes with that. And shout out to Kirk Cousins' agent.
How much money he getting?
Well,
is he gonna go to? Is he staying with the Redskins?
Yeah,
or what's going on?
He's staying. But if you remember, he couldn't work out a deal with the Redskins, so he's been signing franchise tags. Well, he's pretty much gotten between 50 and 55 million guaranteed these last 2 years. And if he stays healthy, balls out, has another decent year, he's looking to get a major contract where there's going to be at least 40 to 50 guaranteed in that. You're talking about this man. He just got guaranteed NBA money if he plays this out correctly over these 3 or 4 years.
He best get them to the fucking playoffs at least.
So, man, shout out
to Kirk Cousins.
Again, most people don't know that they only see these players signing, but NFL contracts are not guaranteed the way that.
Hell no, they got to stay healthy.
Yeah, the way that baseball and basketball contracts are.
They just get it. They just get the money up front.
Right.
Football, how much is he guaranteed?
Well, combined, he was making I think 23 and some change million.
Shit.
That was this year, and I think last year he made 27 or something like that. Something ridiculous.
Wow.
But he's making upwards. For those who don't know, when a quarterback signs these contracts, like when Derek, for example, yes, you see the figure 5 years, 125 mil, 40 of it is guaranteed. So now you factor in that Cousins has 50 mil guaranteed, and he still has another option to cash out with another big contract and get 40 mil guaranteed at least. Shout out to that man's agent, man. Take care of that man.
Yeah, well, at least get the Redskins to get Washington to
I
at
don't
least
even
the
think
playoffs.
I mean, you would hope and you would imagine, but I don't even think he got to do that. All he has to do is just ball out and he'll get his money.
We'll see. Well, that's your sports talk and
that's
that. That's
sports.
That's sports, man. Fuck Jed York. Yeah, fuck you. Fuck you. See, you hear all the great stuff that's going on with all these fucking players, all this great shit, and we got Brian Hoyer, Brian motherfucking Hoyer.
Yeah.
Frank Gore's living out his life in Indy. Fucking Vernon Davis is just fucking doing commercials and stupid shit in movies and shit. Motherfucker, fuck you, Jed York. Colin Kaepernick become a fucking revolutionary? This wouldn't have happened if we didn't fire Harbaugh, nigga.
Right.
This would have never happened.
I agree.
Kaepernick would have never took a knee. He would have never took a knee. He would have got us that fucking ring and then take a knee.
Yeah.
Then we could have did whatever the fuck we wanted. At least we got that ring. Man, fuck Jed York. It's been how many years since we've been to the Super Bowl? How many years? How long has it been since we fired Harbaugh?
2013 for the Super Bowl and then 2014-15.
Yeah, so it's been almost, 2-3 years and I'm still mad? Yeah, as a Niner fan, I am going to stay angry. Until we get back to at least this, man, I don't even know. Man, fuck this. There's a lot of music came out last week. I don't know. I'm just hearing it. When you were talking,
a lot of music, man.
A lot of music came out. So what should we start first? Because you weren't here last week.
Yeah,
so
I wasn't here for French Montana, so I finally had the chance to play it out.
You know, to go in depth with it because it was really just up front. Like the first half was great.
The first half was awesome, but it was real top heavy because once we got past the track with Future, it was just
filler. Cause that's not Frank. That's what French Montana just does. He's just a whole bunch. He's just he has hits. Don't get me wrong. He has hits, but sometimes it's like 17 tracks? 18 tracks. So after after track 10, it just too much. It's too he should have just stopped it. See, some of these rappers need to just know when to especially these type of rappers. When you know you have enough hits, you should know when to stop. Right. You should know the cutoff.
Yeah, so he dropped that Unforgettable, easily song of the summer.
Yeah,
easily. And then he also had a Lie, which paired The Weeknd and Max B together on a Harry Fraud production. It was interesting. I like that take.
Jump is going to be a monster.
Jump with Travis Scott, man. See, here's my thing with Travis Scott. I think Travis Scott needs, once he drops the project with Quavo, I feel like he should take a break for a year as far as the solo and the joint projects. But as far as features go, that was a perfect feature. I had no issues with that. I blasted Jump all weekend. And then Bring Them Things with Pharrell. Pharrell got his gangster back. That was Skateboard P on that mug.
Yeah, he ain't happy no more.
Yeah, Skateboard P back.
He ain't happy no more.
Yeah, so
now, all that happy, right? Time to get gangster.
So overall, I mean, it was a good listen. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, the first half was.
Would you ever go back to it?
Yeah, I've gone back and played it back a couple times since I listened to it.
Yeah. So then. The return of Meek Mill yet again. Meek Mill came back like a motherfucking monster. And wins and losses, according to the masses, this is his best album.
This was a very intimate project. And he touched on everything from Nicki, Drake, dealing with Lil Snoop being murdered. Everything.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't know if you caught it, I feel like there were some jabs at Wale on there.
I don't think so. I don't really think so. He said in an interview with Hot 97, him and Wale are cool now. They just bicker. They bicker, but it's not that serious.
But I feel like there were. I don't necessarily. I wouldn't call them punches, but I feel like there's some things said where it sounded like anybody could get it. That because if Wale was on the album, I would think otherwise. But
yeah, true. But Wale was probably just focused on that. Like he said in his little interview, he was just focused. Wale and Meek, they always focused on each other.
That's true.
Rick Ross is always the person in the middle because he's the leader, so he has to be on both sides and shit like that.
That's true.
So wins a lot to me. It was cool, and it was his most mature album.
Definitely,
it was for him. It was his most. There was still the Rolly talk and all the other shit, but he was saying some real shit on here.
Oh yeah,
some real shit like that. Like the song, what was it? Made in Young Black America.
Young Black America. White man kill a black man, they never support us. Black man kill a white man, they gonna start a war.
With the Blueprint sample playing, that was like perfect.
Shout out to the Dream.
Yeah, Whatever You Need with Chris Brown and all that. That's gonna be a hit whenever he pushes that.
That's a banger.
Of course, Fuck That Checkup. That was dope. Issues was cool.
Heavy Heart got some publicity because of the content through it, and then of course, LeBron. That's the first statement used after the Kyrie announcement.
Yeah, he had a heavy heart, Meek wasn't really. He was bragging, but he wasn't bragging as he was keeping it really funky. Man, I think that Drake beef really changed his ass.
Yeah.
You know, and he even said, like, even in this interview with Kanye said, would he ever talk? He's like, yeah, maybe down the line, maybe. You know, even though Drake said "fuck you," but also, you know, who had a decent verse on Reball was Young Thug. Young Thug had a pretty dope verse on that feature.
Yeah,
he was. You know,
I mean, I zoned out. I wasn't paying attention, but the cadence was all right.
Yeah, but of course, on every Meek Mill album, it always kind of just slows up to the end. But people saying this is his best album.
It was probably his most consistent throughout.
Yeah, I mean, to me, I like Dreams Worth, his last one, Dreams Worth More Than Money, and Dream Chasers 4. That was because it was more of the bangers, because they had a lot of bangers. This one, it had bangers, but it was like the intro, like Wins and Losses, the intro. It wasn't like Dreams and Nightmares. It wasn't like Lord Knows. It wasn't like all the other intros that he's so known for. I mean, it was, like I told you earlier on the phone, like, it was great, but it was like, oh my God!
Yeah, but I think the trade-off in that was those projects usually, once the intro was done, there was a sincere drop-off.
Yeah, like he just busted his whole nut on the first track.
And this one, even though the intro was, he's still undefeated with the intro tracks as far as I'm concerned. It definitely wasn't as big as the other ones, but it also wasn't the best track either, which was a positive. Like, anytime you go back to a Meek Mill album, the intro track's probably in your top 3.
You could literally just make an EP of just his intro tracks. Right. Especially Dreams and Nightmares. That's pretty much his greatest song he ever did, because that album was not really that good except for the intro.
Yeah.
Like, I can't remember a single track besides Amen, but other than that, like, the intro is the most memorable thing about that damn album.
Yeah.
And then Lord Knows, that's still one of my favorite ones. That's just like, like, that shit makes you want to go to war.
Right.
And, the Dream Chasers 4 and all this other shit, like, Meek came with it. I give him props for it. I give him props. Is it his best work? I still fuck with Dream Chasers 2 and 4, but it was good. I give him props for it.
Definitely.
And another music drop, Tyler, the Creator, came out, the Odd Future leader.
Yep, he released the follow-up to Cherry Bomb.
Scum Fuck Flower Boy. Did you listen on Tidal?
Marketing-wise, known as Flower Boy.
Did you listen to it on Tidal?
No, I listened to it on Apple Music.
Because
it was on Apple Music. You know what I'm saying?
On Apple Music.
I didn't have the rocks. I just had the apples.
I just had the... You had the rocks, you had the apples.
Yeah, I just had the shiny red ones.
The shiny red ones. It's your boy. But this was, in my opinion, one of his best albums.
Yeah,
because I've always thought that Bastard was my personal favorite. That was my personal favorite Tyler Creator album. But this is up there.
It was smooth all the way
up
through.
There. All the way through.
Smooth all the way through. And then,
my favorite song on there is Boredom. That's one of my favorite ones.
Yeah, Boredom was a good one. I like it, but I don't like it in the sense of when artists don't put the features on. Like, I like the element of surprise, but at the same time, I'm like, yo, what happened? What's going on?
Yeah, because Frank is all over the damn album. You hear Frank all over it.
Right.
And he got vintage Wheezy on the shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's only Tyler that he could convince Lil Wayne to rap normal.
Yep.
Like, make him focus. Because he did that to Kanye on the last album. He made him focus.
Yep.
I don't get why he needs to do that more often. Shit.
Yeah, so
he needs to be around them more often.
Yeah, it was consistent all the way through. It was nice to hear Frank Ocean pop up a couple times. Some other features. I was listening to Pothole and I was like, wait, who's this cat? And look it up and I go, that's Jaden Smith? Oh shit. Jaden Smith popped up. Estelle popped up out of nowhere and I was like, oh, good for her. So she popped up, and then of course Steve Lacy is a part of the Odd Future umbrella, so he showed up, and then they had some background vocals by Schoolboy Q.
Wow, he had everyone on this shit.
Yeah, there.
He really didn't. He didn't add the features on it. He did that on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
That needs to be done more often.
Yeah. See, my thing is, like, on one hand, I don't like it because it's like, yo, I just want to know, but at the same time, I also think of it from a film standpoint, and they don't tell you which characters are going to be in each scene. They just let it play out, and people show up. So from that aspect, it's like, okay, cool, I get it. Like, yeah, all right. But Where This Flower Blooms, Frank did a good job on there. Tyler was spitting.
November is my shit.
November was interesting. When it got to I Ain't Got Time, so of course last time we talked, the rumors had came out about Tyler's sexuality. Yeah. And then I Ain't Got Time came on because I'm listening to this during my 3.5 mile walk yesterday. And song comes on, and of course the mood changes because this is one of those ones you roll the window down, you scraping through. You know what I'm saying? This one you lift weights to. This is a heavy one, so I'm like, okay, I like this.
okay.
And then midway through, he says something to the accord of, I've been kissing white boys since 2004. And it's like, oh wait, hold
you had to throw off your headphones. Oh, whoa, what the fuck?
Hold on, time out. Like, good for you, man. I'm glad you. If it's true, I'm glad you're accepting who yourself. I accept you for who you are, but man, I can't accept this and play this out the ride, man. They're gonna look at me funny.
I can't play this for bitches. I can't play this for women. No. I mean, I bet you Cleo probably liked it.
Oh yeah, but... she gets down. That's her dude. Like When I was trying to get a rise out of her, she's like, "Yeah, I saw it. At least if it is true, they'll stop saying he's a fucking what's the word? Homophobic. Yeah." And so I was like, still couldn't get her. She still rides with him. Damn it.
Of course she gonna ride for him. That's her boo, man. Shout out to Cleo. That's her boo.
But it's a good project overall, man. I like the jazz influence.
Yes, he must have listened to a lot of To Pimp a Butterfly to get that idea.
I definitely like the jazz.
But Tyler's always been kind of a jazzy dude. He's always been, when it comes to his sample game, he's always been, up front with that shit.
Right.
But shout out to Tyler, man. He's done everything he can. And pretty much all his boys from Odd Future got put on, from Frank Ocean to the internet, and I want to say Taco did kind of. No, who was the other nigga that was on? Oh. Earl, he got put on pretty much.
Damo Genesis.
The
internet is a spinoff.
That's what I said. Yep. I mean, and pretty much whenever they decide to do a reunion show, that's gonna be, because he said they're not really broken up. They all just did their own shit. But whenever the time is right, when they all get back together, that's gonna be a moment.
Right.
So shout out to Tyler.
Definitely.
So other than that, I guess that's pretty much it. Shit. Any last words?
Tell you folks you love them, man. That's all I can say is tell you folks that you love them, and also it's been a pleasure, man. 50 episodes.
50 fucking episodes,
50
man.
episodes. It's been a good ride thus far.
Thickens. Yeah. There was some bumps, there was some bruises, but y'all didn't hear that. We still got the shows out. Thank you to everyone that listens to this shit.
Oh, yeah.
Shit, even I still can't believe y'all still listen to this shit. I still can't believe I'm still doing this shit. Because I'm so dedicated to this shit. I got to keep pushing this shit. But, yeah, man. It's 50 fucking episodes. This is episode 50 of the Illogical Scenes podcast.
Yes, it is.
With JC Nuts.
Reporting out,
and Mr. Busby reporting out, too. So, catch y'all later. Fuck Jed York.
This is 50.